Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be ranking all of the upcoming LEGO Ninjago Seabound and Legacy 2021 Summer minifigures, which there are 15 of, so we'll be going through all of these, ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite, of course, all based on my personal opinion, and for each figure, I'll be mentioning what sets they are included in, just so you're well aware of where you'll be able to get these figures, and please feel free to share your rankings down below as well. I love comparing my list to other people's because I'm sure they're going to be quite drastically different, and I like to hear your opinions on the figures as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into the ranking here and get started with number 15. Alright, so to kick off this list here, we have a figure from the Hydro Bounty set, and this one is the Woobot or the TV. It depends on what you call it, because it seems like the Woobot is the official name for it, and then TV seems to be the fan-dubbed name, but nonetheless, this is a pretty decent looking figure. It's definitely a very unique looking design for Ninjago, but I feel like LEGO kind of took inspiration from their Hidden Side theme, where they also have a character that looks quite similar to this, with sort of like the TV sort of design on there, and I think that it definitely does look quite goofy there. Of course, I don't really think there's any necessarily bad figures in this ranking here. There's just, of course, has to be one at the bottom of the list here, and this just happens to be it. I don't feel like there's a ton of detail going on here, but I do like the look of like Sensei Wu's face there, just on the face of that TV sort of robot there, so I do like that quite a bit, and I think it's a fine looking figure. It's nothing spectacular, but still pretty decent. Then the next figure that we have here is the most common figure in the Seabound wave, and this one is included in all of the sets, so I'm not going to bother naming them each separately, but we have one of the Mirai Guards right here, or whatever you would like to call them. These guys have received a ton of different names in the community that I've seen going around, but it's definitely a really cool looking figure. I like the concept of Ninjago sort of reusing molds from previous snakes and then putting them in different color schemes. I think that's kind of a cool concept, because you would probably most likely run into situations where you have snakes that look very similar to another tribe, of course with just minor differences, and I think this turned out really great. I love how the head mold looks there with the black and the blue, and then the torso has some really great printing along with the legs as well. Nice armor piece included also, so I'd say it's a pretty darn nice figure. Now we've got our first legacy figure here from the Ultrasonic Raider set, and this one here is Mesmo. Now, it is super exciting that we are getting another classic Ninjago snake. It's cool to sort of see them slowly filling out that roster of snakes, and I hope that at one point we start to get into the snake generals, of course, other than Pythor, who we've already re-received in Legacy, so it would be nice if they started to get into those, but starting with, of course, some other ones. But Mesmo in this wave here, I think he's pretty great looking. I do like the look of his head there, and then the torso honestly has some fantastic looking printing. I love the patterns going on there. It looks very detailed, and I can definitely really appreciate that, and the kind of small little like scarf as well kind of going around him there, I think that looks really great, and the legs look fantastic as well. So he's just got a really nice looking design, and I definitely like this figure quite a bit. Now the next figure that we have here is included in the Ninja Subspeeder, and then the other set is the Hydro Bounty, and this one here is Cole in his scuba suit, of course, one of the first non-canon suits here for Seabound, but I do think that it is nice that they gave us Cole in this outfit here, along with Kai as well, who we'll talk about later in the video, but it's nice to have these included just so that it kind of can match up with the other Ninja. Would have been a little bit disappointing if we would have just got them in like their Season 11 suits just re-released in the sets that they're included in, and I think Cole looks pretty decent here. I'm not absolutely loving the design. I think he still looks good. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like the look of him. I like his little pouches as well. I think that's a super cool detail, and the torso does have great printing. It's just something about the way his color scheme looks in this outfit that I just feel like it doesn't blend as well with the sort of water environment, and that's kind of what I'm more looking for in these scuba suits, and along with it not being non-canon. I feel like I can't connect to it as much within the actual show, but I still do think that it is a good looking figure, a cool looking suit for Cole, definitely very unique for his design, so I still do like it, but it's just not one of my favorites amongst the other scuba suits. Next up here we have a figure from the Temple of the Endless Sea, and then it's included in the Hydro Bounty as well, and this is Kai in his scuba suit. Once again, the other non-canon suit right here. This one's just a little bit above because I just have always really liked Kai's color scheme. This is where my bias is coming in here. Of course, it's my personal list here, so that's going to happen with basically all of these figures, but just personally here, I love Kai's outfit and just his whole look, and I think it works pretty well with this. I like how the black looks as well on the actual scuba suit with his red there. I think that looks pretty nice, but yet again, it's just being non-canon. I feel like I can't connect to it as much, but I still do think that it is a decent looking figure and a cool looking suit for Kai. Now we've got a figure from the Temple of the Endless Sea, and this one is Gluttonous right here, looking absolutely amazing. I was kind of nervous that we weren't going to wind up getting this character. Of course, the snake that we didn't wind up getting was Gripe, but at least we do have Gluttonous right here, who I would argue played an equal role within the actual season, and I think he looks really great right here. Now, the one main thing missing here is the actual monocle that he was wearing throughout the season. It is disappointing that we're not seeing that on the figure mold there, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but I do like how they were able to pull off his legs there. It's definitely a very unique looking design, and I like on his back as well, even though you can't see it so clearly, it looks to be something just attached there, and I think that's cool just to add some extra detail. And his torso is unique as well, separate from the Mirai Guard's print, so I like that as well, just to kind of differentiate it that little bit. So I definitely do like this figure, and I think he's got a pretty unique design. Now we've got a figure from Lloyd's Hydromech, and then we have him included in the Hydro Bounty as well, and this is Lloyd in his scuba suit here. I'm sure you can guess from the Hydromech set, but this one here I think is a really cool looking figure. I do like the look of Lloyd here in his outfit. I think his green looks really great, and with the different shades there, I think it goes together really well. I've always really liked that about Lloyd's outfits, how they mix a lot of different shades of green, so I think it came out pretty great here, and I do like the look of it overall. And of course, with Lloyd actually wearing it within the show, I think that's even cooler as well. Even though his mouth looks a little bit off there inside the actual helmet, I still think that it's a decent enough figure and a cool design overall. Now the next figure that we have here is included in the Water Dragon and the Hydro Bounty, and this one here is Zane in his scuba suit, which is honestly one of my favorites just due to the actual show and the reasoning that Zane gives for being in this suit, and that is basically that he just said he wanted to kind of have a uniform look and to kind of match with the other ninja basically. So I thought that was really funny just within the actual context of the show, because of course within it Pixel brings up like, hey Zane, you don't need oxygen to breathe, so why are you wearing this suit? And I just thought the reason that he gave was pretty funny, so it just made me like this outfit even more. And I do think Zane's color scheme works really well with this, with this sort of lighter blue and then white as well. I think it looks really great on the actual mold there of the scuba helmet, which I haven't really spoke much about, but I think it has a nice design to it. It's a very cool looking mold that really combines the ninja hood really well with sort of like a scuba helmet design, so I like that quite a bit. And I love Zane's printing as well, some of the most detailed looking there. I love all of the sort of mechanical bits to it, so definitely a really great looking figure here with a good amount of detail. Now we've got a figure from the Ninja Subspeeder set and then the Hydro Bounty as well, and this is Jay in his scuba suit right here, and this just goes really well with the color scheme of the water, of course, with Jay being in his blue suit here. I think it looks really great, and I especially love his torso printing. I really love all of the like outfit there. I think it just looks really nice with the gray there kind of contrasting against the blue and the other shades of blue as well, and it just looks really nice. I do like that quite a bit. The the legs as well have some great printing on them, and then the actual mask looks really great as well. So it's just a super nice looking figure. I love the look of Jay here, and he was one of my favorite, or had one of my favorite roles within Seabound, so I may be partial to his design as well, just for that reasoning alone, but I think he definitely pulls off the look really well. Now we've got a figure who's only included in the Hydro Bounty set, and this one is Nia in her scuba suit, which it's kind of ironic that Nia, the main ninja of the season, her scuba suit is only included in one set, but honestly, that's alright because her sort of NRG, like Master of Water form, is actually included in 3 sets, so it is nice that we actually have like a very desirable figure in the largest set here, so I do like that quite a bit, and I think Nia looks really nice in her scuba suit here. I think she has a great design for it, and the color scheme looks really nice. It's nice to see Nia rocking a primarily blue, like light blue color scheme there, because traditionally we're kind of used to her being in more of like a gray color scheme, at least lately, so I think it's really nice to be getting this, a nice pop of color there, and I love how her torso looks. Once again, just looks really fantastic, so a really great design with Nia. I'm loving it quite a bit, and she just looks amazing. The next figure that we have here is included in the Attack of the Fire Dragon Legacy set, and it is Golden Nia right here. I love the Golden 10th Anniversary figures. They have to be some of my favorite anniversary figures the LEGO has ever done in general, because I feel like they just work so well within the context of Ninjago, of all of the ninja getting their own golden suits. It really feels like they serve a purpose within it, even though they're not technically canon, I suppose, even though it's really cool that Kai and Nia's actual golden suits wind up appearing in the Gold Rush reimagined short, so I thought that was really cool. If you haven't checked out that short, be sure to do so. I actually did a reaction video on it, but nonetheless, it was so cool to actually see it in animation, so I think it just makes me like this suit even more, and I think she looks fantastic here. I actually don't mind her new hairpiece. Now granted, I think her older hairpiece would have looked nice with a headband in it, but I still feel like this one looks pretty great, and I'll never really say no to getting a new hairpiece. I think it's always cool when we get something like that, and it's nice to give Nia an update here, and I think that she looks honestly really great. The torso looks fantastic, using the same legs as the other 10th anniversary figures, but I feel like it still works really well with her overall design here, so just a fantastic looking golden figure here, and a great one overall. Alright, now the next figure here is included in the Temple of the Endless Sea set, and it is Bentham right here, one of my absolute favorite characters from Seabound, so of course I had to put him at a high spot in the ranking here, because I was really nervous that we were not going to wind up getting a minifigure of Bentham, because LEGO sometimes does that where we don't get like some of the side characters from the series in minifigure form, so it's really great that we're getting Bentham here. I think he looks absolutely fantastic, such a detailed figure. Now it might have been nice to receive some arm printing. I can't remember correctly if he has any within the actual show, so if he doesn't, I suppose it's more accurate this way, but still I think that the torso and the legs look so nicely detailed. I love his expression as well. I think that looks fantastic, and I believe he has an alternate expression also, which I might not be able to show here, but once we have like full photos and you're able to get your hands on the set, then I'm sure you'll be able to see it, but I'm pretty sure it's like an angry expression or something, so it's nice for that as well. And then the hairpiece also looks really great in the black right there, so I like this figure quite a bit. I think it looks amazing and just has such a highly detailed design. The next minifigure here is included in the Water Dragon set, and then the Temple of the Endless Sea, and this is Nia here in her sort of NRG Master of the Water form right here, and I think she looks absolutely amazing. I know this figure isn't completely accurate to her actual like Master of Water form at the end of Seabound, but I think that it still looks pretty good in minifigure form here, and honestly this is still a great design. Even if it isn't like perfectly accurate, I still do love love the look of it. I think the torso and the leg print look really great, just how they connect with each other. I really do love that quite a bit. And then also her hair piece there in the translucent blue with the headband there looks amazing. I love that so much. And then Nia's face print as well looks really great. Definitely a little reminiscent of Pixel, but I do like how it looks on her as well. And then the translucent blue arm is super cool. Also, I think that looks really great. And it's just a fantastic figure. My one minor complaint is maybe the actual like ninja mask right there, the half mask. I don't feel like it looks great because it's just a different blue color there. It would have been nice if it actually matched with the primary like navy blue color that she has going on, especially with her headband right above it. It looks like it contrasts a little bit, so it would have been nice to get that in a different color, but still, I think it's a great looking figure, such a cool one that I never could have dreamed of us getting for Nia, so I'm just super excited for this figure. Now we've got our last legacy figure here included in the Ultrasonic Raider set, and this is Golden Zane right here, one of my absolute favorite 10th anniversary figures. I mean, Golden Nia is great, but Zane just looks absolutely amazing. I love the look of him, and I really love his ninja mask there. I think it just looks so amazing, especially with like the trans blue at the top there, and then the gold on the mask looks absolutely fantastic here. Zane looks great as well. Sometimes his color scheme doesn't go too well with gold, at least in my opinion, but I feel like this time around it actually goes very well with it and is worked in super, just in a great organic sort of way, which is kind of ironic saying that with Zane, who is of course a Ninjroid, but nonetheless, I think he just looks fantastic. A great, highly detailed design that I absolutely love. Alright, now we arrive at the top spot here in the ranking, and this figure is included in the Water Dragon set, the Temple of the Endless Sea, and the Hydro Bounty as well. And of course, it is Seabound's main villain, Kalmar, right here. And how can I not put Kalmar at least in the top 3 here of the ranking? And when I really looked at the figures, he is just so great, so unique. I love it when they give us a unique looking villain design, and Ninjago's been absolutely just knocking it out of the park with their recent villain designs, and this one just continues that trend. He looks so fantastic. My one minor complaint with it is that I feel like the eyes look a little bit off. It doesn't look like he has like a perfect pupil or anything, so it feels like that's missing a little bit, but still, it is such a great looking figure. I just have to appreciate that mold there on the head. It looks so great. The mold on the bottom looks fantastic as well, and the purple color scheme just does such a good job of popping here, and then with the actual like teal sort of blue coloring there, that looks phenomenal. So it's just a fantastic figure, another absolutely amazing villain that we're getting here in minifigure form, so I'm so grateful for that, and it just absolutely nails it. Okay, so that's going to conclude the video here for my ranking of every upcoming LEGO Ninjago Summer 2021 minifigure. Be sure to let me know your rankings down below in the comment section of the video. I really appreciate you watching to the end here. If you made it, be sure to leave a like on the video. Also subscribe as well if you would like to check out some of my other content. That would be highly appreciated. I've done reactions and reviews for every episode of Seabound, so if you want to check that out, be sure to subscribe, and just thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. So I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.